Alright, so I got asked to demonstrate how I put my armor on, and putting armor on is going to be heavily dependent on how your armor is strapped, how it was intended to be worn, and who made it, probably. Mine was all custom made for me by a fantastic armorer. I will link them below. So do know that this is dependent on me, how I like things to fit, and how they were designed to be fit and worn. So first things first, you're gonna put on your pads. You're gonna put on elbow pads like so, and you're gonna wear knee pads like so. Then I put on my greaves, which I made by myself out of strips of aluminum. They're not pretty, they're not great, but they get the job done. So you put those on. They do have an up and down, and they definitely have a left and right. Strapped. Armor that equestrians will typically wear is strapped differently than infantry armor. We will strap everything with the buckles to the outside because we don't want any pinch points in between us and our horses, and we definitely don't want any leg armor accidentally acting like spurs. Also, please ignore the serious lime. Okay, so I got greaves on. The next thing I put on is my belt, because my legs are strapped to be hung from my belt. Like so. This is a cut, I made this myself, so it doesn't look like everybody else's belts, and that's okay. I wear mine tight enough to stay in place and tight enough to act as a back brace. I threw my back out 2 years ago, and so now everything I do is to try to protect and build back strength and keep it from doing that again. I did not throw my back out during a show. That is important to note. Alright, belt is on. Next is going to be thighs. So I strapped this armor myself. I decided where I wanted it to hang, where I wanted it to sit after it was custom fit to me, and then I created all the strapping to make it sit there. We typically will strap with our foot up on something so that we can get the flexion right, because it will change when you're sitting in the saddle versus when you're standing still. Legs done. Shoulders are the hardest thing to do because they're the hardest thing to get to hang right. A lot of people hang their spalders off of a gorget, and quite frankly, when I do that, it suffocates me and I can't take it. It also makes the spalders hang very weird. So I fashioned a harness, a shoulder harness that would allow it to sit better, which is what this looks like. Plus I just have chainmail hanging off the front of my stuff. So that's what you're looking at. And I put it on all in one piece. In place, my chainmail bib hanging, looking good, and then I put on my forearms. There are pads in the forearms. At this point, I would have already put on my surcoat, because I generally do that before I put on the surcoat catchers. And that's armoring. Takes 7 minutes.